Okay, this is a Connoisseur J15 loco kit. I built the basic footplate. And the frames, believe it or not, the frames are just super glued together. It's not going to stay like that, but what I wanted to do was put it together, wheel it up. I've got, these are tight curves here. That's Pico set track. Hey? Tighter than any curves old Marilyn Monroe used to have. Or any bird for that matter. Sorry Jim, I digress. But what I wanted to do, I wanted to see if it all works, which it does. And then I've got an 1833 motor. But with this, the way Jim's made this kit is that the centre bearings are slightly, very ever so slightly up, so if you run it on a piece of plate glass or something like that, the middle wheels don't turn, which is a common practice in case you get any high spots. However, what I want to do, I want to run fixed bearings front and rear. I'm going to put Slater's cast horn guides in. That way I can leave it a bit high, let it go up a bit, but because it's sprung and plus it's got the weight of the motor in it, it's going to push down on the track, which means I should always got 6 wheels on the track all of the time, or at least most of the time. So it's been worth doing. The other thing I wanted to do, I've just put this in again. I've just super glued that because I wanted to make sure that everything fitted before I go soldering it up. So it's been worth the effort to do it. At the moment there's obviously a shaft here. I had a flywheel on it. That won't fit because it's too squared off. It will foul the boiler. So I'm probably going to end up using my Dremel slitting disc and cutting that off. This is a Tower Models Shogun gearbox. That's a Cannon motor. It's not skew wound, it's got a worm, but it works okay. Here's the weird thing about this. For some reason they didn't provide a 3/16 imperial axle. It's some metric size, I think 3mm from memory, close enough, but anyway, so a bit smaller than 3/16. And I thought, well, that's, to be honest, is pretty dumb, because if you want to change it any time and you've got different size bearings in it, well, you're a bit stuck. So a good mate of mine, he's got a lathe and everything and reamers, so we reamed the gear and these bearings out to 3/16, so it's now running the 3/16 axle. And just so you know, that's a Connoisseur J50. I've got I used to have an 1833 in that. I've now got a Maxon mini box in it from ABC Gears, and sensational motors and gearbox. So much power in such a small motor and gearbox. Anyway, it seems to be working all okay. Which is mallard speed. A J15. So now I know that, I can continue on in full knowledge that it's going to work. Jim, just so you do know, because you said it right, well, it's very tight. That chassis goes around Pico set track. I use Pico set track because I can't lay flexible track that good without getting, you've only got to get the minutest dog's leg and you're up Connemara Creek without a paddle. Anyway, that's it. And the other reason I know it would go round is because of this. This is my DMR J17, and it's slightly longer. Like the chassis on my J15 comes up to about there. So the wheelbase the wheels are closer together. Whilst these spaces are slightly narrower, I thought, well, it's going to be compensated by the fact the wheels are closer together. And sure enough, it does go round. There you go. Here's another one of Jim's kits. I didn't build this. Jim, you need to start making these again. Otherwise I would have bought this from you instead of buying off eBay. I also remoted that one. And of course, my Warren Shepherd in too. A great kit. And while I'm at it, I might as well show you this. This is it's a Gladiator model. Now, this was a Meteor Models L1. It's got a Ron shaping motor gearbox. This is a 48-foot Kitwood Hill laser cut gearbox. I run this off a Gauge Master controller. And I've got leads here, so I can use it to test locos. And this is all on DCC. And as you can see, it does fit. That Canon motor fits. So that's good. I had to cut off the shaft, so I'm not going to be putting a flywheel on it. I've just held it in. I've just got the boiler. Anyway, it's a bit up there, but it does fit. Oh, sorry.